Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast.
I hope you guys can hear us well. Jonathan did all the sound checking because we're kind of trying to whisper, not really, because the baby's in the other room and it's midnight.
Who would have thought, guys, that we would have to be sneaking the podcast in because we have a baby room next to us and he's sleeping.
Yeah, so we do want to apologize for last week. Honestly, I don't even know where our
Guys,
brain
it was like Friday night and I was like, babe, the podcast. Like, that's how busy like having a newborn is. We went Thursday and Friday without even realizing we had a podcast to do.
Yeah, I feel like the days kind of like combine and we don't even know what day it is until we like really think about it. We're like, oh shit, today's Friday, because sometimes we think it's like Monday and it's barely like Thursday or something. So we do apologize for that, but I think you guys are gonna cut us some slack because we're new parents and being a parent is hard.
Yeah, guys, it's also midnight because we did just come back from our first date night. The vlog will hopefully be up here soon. We did vlog that all. But we came back from watching The Batman.
Yeah, it was actually, well, I'm not gonna say it was nice because I feel like I did have a little bit of anxiety. But Jonathan was like, what are you talking about? We already left him. We went to Target once. But I feel like when we went to Target, I was like a couple days postpartum, no? And I just felt like I needed to get out of the house just to feel a little bit of normalcy. I don't know how you say that word. But we were only
Babe,
gone.
we're always making words up.
I know. We were only gone for 30 minutes and I knew I was going to come home right away. Like I didn't have to pump or anything. And for this, I feel like we planned ahead and I pumped and I got ready and stuff. So it was like a planned date night that I knew I was going to be gone for like 3 hours. So I feel like definitely a bit of anxiety kicked in, and we had just gone into the movie theater and I texted my mom like, how's the baby? So yeah, I think this time around was a lot more tough on me. But
I also feel like it was harder on you this time because you're going to watch a superhero movie, with me because of me. So it's like more like, oh, like you're there bored, like, And if you would have made me go to the movies to watch like a chick flick, then I probably would have been more like, oh, how's Franco, But I'm so into like,
yeah, and I feel like I was comparing it a lot to Spider-Man because we watched Spider-Man right before I was due, right?
Yeah.
No, in December or something. And I was just like comparing, like going back to those feelings. I was like, when we were watching Spider-Man, nothing was in the back of my head. Maybe a little bit of like, are the dogs okay? Or, well, what? I was like, are the dogs okay? Did they maybe poop? Did they get something? Did we leave something out? But never like oh, is the baby okay? Is he crying? Just because I feel like he's an extension of me. So if I'm not here, then they can't feed him because I only left like 4 ounces. So yeah, there was just so much going on in the back of my head, and I don't really know the Batman series, but I was there for moral support for Jonathan. So yeah. It was definitely nice. I feel like, you know what I felt like?
What?
I definitely felt like when we would break up and then we would go on a date, but nobody knew that we were together. So I had to lie to my mom. My friends didn't know that we were dating, and we would like go on a date, but it was like so like risky because nobody knew we were back together.
But why'd you feel like that?
I don't know. I felt like the butterflies and all like the nervousness.
Why? Because of the baby?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like it felt like I was going on.
Like you shouldn't have been there. Like you shouldn't be there.
Like I felt like I was going on a date with you for the first time.
Oh.
Yeah, it was weird. It was such a weird feeling.
But yeah, guys. What was I gonna say? Shoot, I forgot.
Bruh.
But oh no, yeah. You guys can probably tell from our tone we're like a little bit more like uplifting. I feel like last podcast was really like depressing. Some of the comments were like, you guys are really going through it. But guys,
we were though.
Yeah, but like it's getting easier. A lot of the comments you guys said, don't worry, it gets easier, and it has, guys. We're truly enjoying now being parents. I feel like what I was telling my suegra, and it might, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, and it might sound like a little selfish, but I was like, he's starting to be more like human, like, so he's starting to see us in the eyes. He's starting to acknowledge us, like follow us around with his eyesight, like laugh a little bit more when we try to make him laugh. So that is so rewarding, guys, and I feel like that's only gonna get more and more and more and more, because at the beginning it's just like this little human that cries and he doesn't even give nothing back to you. Like there's no exchange. It's just like, let me take care of you and then you cry and just make me stay up all night. But now it's like, okay, I feed you, you're happy, and you just stare and you watch TV with me, and it's like, and it's only gonna get better. So I truly do appreciate all those positive comments where you guys were like, it only gets better, and it really is.
Yeah, I feel like the first couple of weeks we were definitely on survival mode. Definitely. Like, I don't even remember what my days were like before because I was just focused on the baby, the baby, the baby. Like, I felt like I was existing only for him. And now, since he is more baby like, he's more human, like at night when I wake up to feed him, like I know that he's gonna feed and go back to sleep. And back then I was like, I don't even know how tonight's gonna go. Like, am I gonna wake up and then he's gonna cry all night? Is he gonna have colic? Is my mom gonna have to come and help me? Because a lot of you guys were asking me on Instagram yesterday. You guys were like, how do you deal with like the stressful nights when he's crying, or when you get overwhelmed? I'm like, honestly, thankfully I have the support system I have, because I basically just either give him to Jonathan or to my mom, and I like step back and try to regather myself, because when I get overwhelmed I just start crying. So I just
Yeah.
like let my mom soothe him. I cry a little bit, go to the bathroom, then come back and I'm like, okay, let's try this again. So definitely I feel like it's just taking a step back and knowing that you're not doing anything wrong, because at the beginning I was like, am I a bad mom? Am I not giving him enough? Am I eating something that's causing him to cry? I don't know. I feel like being a parent is just crazy altogether.
They grow up so fast. Like, it's so, like, everyone would tell me that, like, they grow so fast. I'm like, yeah, shut up. Like, no, they don't. They take forever. But he really do. I feel like he's double his size in just a month. So I would, for all those new parents out there, or you're gonna be a parent, you're pregnant or whatever, the first month is the hardest. He just got past that first month, so I feel like it's a nice little ride from here on. Obviously, we're gonna have those fevers, those sick days, those, whatever fussy days still, but I feel like it's getting easier.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every day gets easier, but then sometimes I like don't want to say anything out loud, because I feel like the moment I'm like, wow, today was a really good day, that night it hits me and he cries all night. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't let me sleep. So I feel like I'm just taking it day by day, and I'm never like, oh, today was such a great day, like tomorrow's gonna be the same. I just take my wins as they come and take it day by day, because I know that I can jinx myself. But so far today has been a good day. We'll see how tomorrow goes, or we'll see how or we'll see how tonight goes, because I feel like every night is different, and I've gotten into the routine where I know if he feeds like at 11:30, I'm like, para qué me duermo, because he's gonna be up at 1:30, and at that time, like, I'm still not sleepy. So I usually go to sleep after that 1:30 feeding, which is around 3 in the morning when I go to sleep. And then I think I've gotten on a good schedule, because then I sleep basically all morning, right, when you wake up. So yeah, and then I got another question on Instagram that I didn't answer, because I actually want to talk about it. They're like, do you ever get mad that your partner still lives his normal life outside of like the baby? I was like, I don't get mad at that ever, but at night when I'm like, it's 4 in the morning and I'm like falling asleep on the rocking chair feeding him, I like look at him, I'm like, it must be nice.
Nah, guys, let me tell you something, because so I'm really good at putting him to sleep. So sometimes I'll put him to sleep, and then I'll put him down, and we have quite a bit of people living here, so someone will make a noise and wake him up, and I'm like, nah, bro, like, I already put him to sleep, like, and then, or like yesterday was a good example. I put him to sleep like around 12:30, and then he went down, and then you like moved him and he woke up, so I was like, nah, ya te toca a ti.
Yeah, but then another thing that Jonathan doesn't understand is that he always lays him down when he's not in his deep sleep. He always lays him down when he's like barely falling asleep. Jonathan's like, no, yeah, go down, lay down. And Jonathan's freaking answer to everything is the binky all the time. Like, if he lays him down when he's like barely falling asleep, he obviously startles awake, and then he's like, no, chupon, So I don't care. Like, you let him parent how he parents. Like, when it's Jonathan's turn to take care of him, I don't care what he does.
And I always put him to sleep.
Yeah, and he always puts him to sleep with the binky, which I never resort to the binky. I always try to let him sleep just by himself. But that's another question that we got. This is kind of a Q&A, I guess, but they're like, does he take the pacifier, and does he take a bottle? And a lot of people were telling me like, oh, because I answered on my Instagram that I was going to start pumping when I started going to the gym so Jonathan could feed him while I was gone. And they're like, you better start now, because my daughter doesn't take the bottle. Unfortunately and thankfully, Franco has taken the bottle since his second day of life. Oh my god, it was a terrible night that he had to take a bottle of formula while my boobs were not giving in with the milk. So Ever since then, he's taken a bottle. We've also given him some te de manzanilla y hierbabuena in a bottle for his colic. So thankfully, he takes the bottle perfectly fine. And the pacifier, he was literally given it, the first day that he was born, right? It wasn't, I guess it wasn't really not our consent. Like, she didn't ask us, but she, like, suggested the nurse that it would be easier for them to do his hearing test if he took the pacifier. And ever since then, he took it, and he's not very picky about them. We have like 4 different ones, and he takes all of them. So definitely, pacifier helps you a lot, a lot, a lot. And taking a bottle is gonna be rewarding for us in a couple of weeks when I'm going back to the gym.
Yeah, guys, you can tell Blanca's a little stressed about stuff. I'm more of a like, tenga su chupón,
Yeah,
because it's, he likes it, and it makes him. I feel like it relaxes him. Like sometimes ya tengo mis truquitos where like the other day Blanca, well, she's like, "What are you doing?" Because agarré el chupón and I would like tap his cheeks like this, and then I finally just put it like on top of his forehead, because he likes to feel. I've noticed that he'll be sucking Blanca's boob, and then he falls asleep on the nipple,
like the nipple will be right next
on
to
his
his cheek.
cheek.
Yeah.
So I was like, hold up, let me try something. And sure enough, because sometimes he doesn't want to keep sucking, I'll put the pacifier on his cheek and he'll just pass out. So
That's so funny.
life hack.
Yeah, literally. And now when he's like falling asleep and the pacifier, he like stops sucking and it falls. It always falls right to his cheek. So he's like sleeping on it and he stays asleep because I feel like it's just soothing and calming to be like, my mom's boob is right here, like I'm safe. So yeah, Jonathan has definitely gotten some tricks up his sleeve, and I don't care how he parents, because he obviously does no harm ever, but it's just funny because in my sense, I'm like, I don't want to resort to the binky the entire time, but Jonathan's like, bon chupon, you're gonna go to sleep, you're going down for a nap. And for me, I guess it's just a little bit more because I'm a mom, and because I'm
You just
attached
like
to
to
him.
do the hard way.
I guess. I guess
Like
I just.
I can see where you're coming from. Like you just don't want to feel like you're always giving him el chupón. You want to try to put him to sleep without it, but it's like,
Yeah, but then also again, it's I'm already thinking like he already takes the chupon for this whole amount of time when he's with Jonathan. I don't want him to be used to it the whole time, like the whole day, like just a couple times a day. So I just try to reduce it because I also don't want it to be super hard to take away. But we'll get to those obstacles when they come.
so a question I had for you guys, and hopefully you can, moms out there, or dads, you can answer this in the comments. I want to talk about it with you. Like, do you think you think there's a way to change a baby's personality so little, or ya nacen con su little personality? You know what I mean? Like, you know how you have those babies, like, even, I don't want to say babies, but maybe like cuando empiezan a caminar, that they're more like cheerful and más como juguetones, and then you got those serious ones where like you can't even pick them up because they'll like cry, or like, do you think that's just como nacen?
I feel like I wouldn't say it's personality wise that you can tweak it, but I feel like exposing them to everything is how you will tweak it. Because I understand what you're saying, like where they're super serious and they don't let you pick them up, and they're super
they just
mad.
have a resting bitch face. Like,
Yeah.
some babies can be mad.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So I feel like it's just more being exposed to more things. So like rewarding when they're like being good.
But let me tell you this. How come? And maybe some moms can testify to this in the comments. They have 2 kids and they raise them exactly the same way, and one's more introvert, one's extrovert. That means he has his little personality all the way from the birth.
I have no idea, man. That's gonna be hard.
Because you know how they say, oh yeah, my first kid was so, my second kid is fucking crazy, blah blah blah.
I feel like even with the dogs, here I am talking about the dogs again, but we raised them pretty much the same. And
No, I
you
was
don't think
home
so?
for chai.
That's true, but I don't know.
I
Because
understand boy and girl.
they both had us the full time. Like Gozo had me full time, Chai had you full time, but somehow Chai's more mature and like hace más caso, and Ozo's more like a baby, goofy, silly goofy boy.
It's just, I'm bringing this up because I want to like say I see him. He's growing up, and I catch that he's gonna be that type of kid. It's like, in my head, have I raised him to be? Well, 2 things: have I raised him to be like that by just like mannerisms, by whatever, and 2, can I change that, or is that how he was born? Because
That's true.
I don't want to say names, but you know how there's some kids where they just don't want nothing to do with you, and they're just so like mean little toddlers. And it's like, if I start to notice that Franco is like, I don't want to say mean in a like tonto type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Just he doesn't like, those kids where you go up to say high five, and they're like, and and then there's those kids that say high five and jump on you and stuff. It's like, if I notice Franco's to start being like that, is there,
Like, what can I do?
should I intervene, or is that just his personality, or is it something that I've done to make him feel like that?
I don't know. Yeah, you guys are gonna need to let us know. Like, mommies out there, let us know if we can tweak that, because yeah, that would suck having a baby like that. But
That's just his personality.
maybe that's just how he is.
Hopefully
Maybe
Franco's
he's
not
just an
like
introvert,
that.
like you.
Yeah, but yeah.
Like, maybe he just doesn't like dealing with other people. He feels just safe with mom and dad, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I don't even know I'm talking about this if I was like that. Because
Bruh.
I wasn't like, I was really nice, but I feel like I just didn't like want to be out there, I was always an introvert little kid.
Yeah.
But I wasn't mean. And there's those kids that just have like the fuchi face, I keep saying it, but it's just, me caen tan mal esos niños. So it's like, hopefully, but it's at the same time, you don't want to like, mentally harm him and be like, why aren't you like this? Why are you so...
Yeah, like,
And it's
you
just...
can't force him to change when
But
he's
think
just
about it.
like
It's like,
that.
should we interfere? Because what if he can't live his way of life? Living like that won't be a good one. People won't like him. He'll never try new things because he'll always be así reservadote.
Yeah, I don't know. Moms, tell us. It's so funny because I feel like it always comes out in all the podcasts that we talk about. It's, you're always thinking about the future, and I'm like, still like, what is he doing right now?
No,
You
but
know?
this one is like, yeah, it's like the future because I'm saying when he's walking. But another part of the question was, am I doing something wrong right now? Because we're talking about el chupón.
Mm-hmm.
And say me putting el chupón cada ratito makes him feel less, or you picking them up cada vez que hace un ratito, like un noise, and you don't let him sometimes not cry it out, but just like cry a little bit. So it's like, are you making him more vulnerable to situations? It's like, because little things we do right now when they're little
Can set them up for the future.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this girl. I follow this girl on TikTok. She's like mom, and there's this study. So she was talking about, she's a mom to two babies. Well, one of them is like a toddler already, and then she has like a newborn. And a lot of people were asking her, like, how did you get your baby to start sleeping through the night at 2 months? And then she's like, I really didn't do anything. And then one of her friends like pointed out, she's like, well, actually, I feel like you did do something, because there's this study saying that if you pick up your baby as soon as he starts crying, it builds that trust in you that if there's something wrong that he starts crying, mom's gonna get him right away. So he doesn't have to be like crying it out and like waking up every 2 seconds, just waiting to see like, are you gonna pick me up right now? Are you gonna let me cry it out? So she's like, I feel like building that trust since they were a newborn, just picking him up as soon as he starts fussing with no, like, there's no exception. She's like, if he's crying, I'm gonna pick him up. It built so much trust that by 2 months the babies were sleeping through the night, because they knew that if anything was wrong and they started crying, mom was gonna pick them up right away. And I was like, whoa, like, that's crazy, because that is building trust in your baby, you know?
And I see it the other way around. I see it as like, if you don't let him cry a little bit, he's just gonna become like, he's gonna abuse that.
Yeah, but I feel like
just don't want to lay here anymore.
yeah, but I feel like that's different, because I feel like something I always try to get through to Jonathan is that he is literally just a baby. Like, he knows nothing from the world, nothing about anything. Like, he's just a helpless little tiny human that doesn't know anything about life. So I was like, how are you gonna sit there and be like, he's gonna be selfish one day? Like, if you start picking him up as soon as he cries, you're setting him up for always crying and knowing that you're gonna pick him up. But I'm like, when the way I see it more on the other side. Like, he does not know anything. Like, as soon as he cries, he wants his mom, obviously, because he knows nothing. Like, he knows that if he's in mom's arms, he's safe, you know? So I'm like, I always say this, I brought him into the world, so I'm gonna keep him safe 24/7. And I don't care, like, if people are like, oh, just use the cry it out method, do this, do that. I can't. Like, as soon as he starts fussing or crying, I pick him up and I'm like, let's go. Like, what do you want? So I don't know, it was just a study that was done, I guess.
A study done by a mom at her house.
No,
not by scientists.
she was talking about the study, but it was like relating to her experience.
No, but I get, it's just, that's another thing I brought up. Like, what do you feel like your kids, or like how their personalities were when they were little? And it's because I'm just so like, and I hope that, it's weird. Like, I was like, do I hope he's like me? Yeah, but do I hope he's like me? No. Like, it's just half and half. Like, I wish he gets half of you and then he gets half of me in terms of like our best qualities. But
Yeah,
I
but
would,
that's hard. I feel like it's so hard to think that the baby's gonna get the best of our qualities, because I feel like the more you say something, the more they get it.
yeah, you
You
said
know?
you wanted him to have my nose and he got, and your eyes and he got my eyes and your nose.
So you know what's so funny also, guys? Um, can I talk about Isaac's widow's peak?
Yeah.
So
Why would he not be able to talk?
Jonathan's the littlest brother has a widow's peak right here, and Jonathan always makes fun of it, and always, like always ever,
Not
before
just
we
me,
were
guys, my
pregnant,
brothers and
everyone
sister.
makes fun of it. And guess what Franco came out with, guys?
It's his
widow's
isn't
peak.
so defined though.
No, it's not, but it's there. My mom
Yeah.
was like, "Pues qué es este pico de pelo que tiene aquí en la frente?" And I'm like, "Girl, let me
Guys,
just tell
karma.
you."
Yeah, that's karma, guys. Like, whatever you do, se te viene para atrás con los hijos.
Como, literally, bro, why do we sound like our parents right now? My mom always said, no, pues es que dicen que lo que haces tú siempre lo pagas con tus hijos. And now here we are, we're like, damn, like she was right.
Damn, I shouldn't have roasted my little brother. Nah, but yeah, I thought I was gonna be more emotional, but because yesterday I went over to Henry's, to do the podcast, and his wife was there, and I told her that I'm like a little bit more tougher on Franco than you are, but I was like, maybe do you think that's because he's a boy and
Yes.
I'm a boy?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, he's gonna be okay, babe. Like, it's okay for him. But then I was like, maybe if I had a little girl, I wouldn't be this.
And I feel like it's also different because you've had all brothers, so you know, like, I'm tough on them, they're fine. And all I've had is sisters, so I don't know how to be tough on a boy. Like, I don't know how to raise a boy. I don't know how to be raised around boys. Like, I was raised with my brother, but it was different because he was way older than me. But I did want to say that I watched Jorge and Ariadna's labor and delivery vlog, and Jorge sat down and talked about it. He's like, it's so, like, it is such a different feeling. He literally said when Sebastian was born, he's like, he's gonna be okay, like, he's fine. And when Shazid was born, their little girl, he's like, as soon as she was born, I don't know what changed in me. Like, he's like, all I thought is I need to protect her and need to keep her safe. And he's like, it was just a whole different experience.
Yeah.
So I
maybe
feel like
that's
it's
why.
definitely that you're a boy dad right now, because Henry is a girl dad. So obviously he's going through like.
And Henry, the mom said yesterday that when I said that que tú lo estás embrasilando and stuff, she's like, Henry
Yeah.
would not put her down for 1 second. I was like, really,
Yeah.
dude? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, maybe that's
Yeah,
why.
I think it's definitely because we have a boy. And that's another thing that I want to talk about is people are asking me like, oh, is Franco embrasilado yet? And I'm like, yes, he is. But I was like, there's no way, because a lot of people are like, you're spoiling your newborn by holding him 24/7. But it's always in the back of my head. I'm like, dude, one day this little kid is gonna tell me that he hates me and he's never gonna want to hug me or let me hold him again. So I'm gonna hold him as much as I want, as much as I can, because I know that these days are not gonna last forever. And I see it, like, all the messages I get, she's like, oh my god, like the breastfeeding noises, I never thought I would miss them. Like, now my child is 5 and running around, doesn't even remember that I literally breastfed for a year, you know. So I always have that in the back of my head. I'm like, I need to be grateful in the moment, and I always am. When I wake up at 4 a.m, I wake up so tired, but I'm like, I gotta be grateful because this isn't gonna be forever, you know.
Yeah. I sometimes, like, yesterday I was holding him and he was sleeping, and I was like, damn, when you're 15 and we start fighting, like, I'm gonna remember this and I'm gonna hold on to this so I don't stop. Not that I would ever stop loving him, but maybe so these memories can make me go easy on him when he's older.
Yeah, but don't you think it's also funny when your parents say like, oh, you'll know when you're a dad, you'll know when you're a mom, when you're a parent? Because it's true. Because it's like, wow, our parents went through all of this with us, and one day we just woke up and like decided to rebel against them and like,
yeah,
no
maybe like
caso.
I think about my dad holding me like this, and I was like, damn, he felt the love I'm feeling now. And then when I would fight with him, I feel like shit, because he would probably remember his baby, and I just remember a grown ass dude yelling at me, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's it's a crazy feeling. Being a parent is so crazy. Like, there's girls that message me and they're like, girl, like, I've been thinking about having a baby, but after everything that you've talked about, I don't know if I want one anymore. And I'm like, you gotta think about it really well, but also there's just no way for you to prepare.
You'll never be prepared. No, never.
There's no way for you to prepare. There's no way for you, nothing. Like, it makes me a little bit sad because I have a couple friends that are moms, and I'm like, I feel like shit because damn, if I knew what I know now, I would have been there for them so much more, and I would have told him like, no, like I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna clean the house so you can take a nap, or because oh my god, having a baby is just so freaking
Or
hard,
that they don't
guys.
have the dad support
Yeah,
or the mom support.
I feel like that's the saddest. Like with my mom, God bless, I'm never gonna be like I'm never gonna have the right words to thank her for fuck. I didn't go to sleep. I'm never gonna have the right words to thank her for everything that she's done for us. But like with Jonathan too, guys, like someone yesterday was like, girl, I just wanna know, like, where do you buy one like Jonathan? Like, where can I purchase one on Amazon? And I'm like, that's so sad. Just thinking about everyone that's a single mom out there, or just thinking about that there's a douchebag guy that doesn't want to be a part of the baby's life. Like, oh my god, I can't. If I'm struggling now with the huge support system that I have, imagine if I didn't have like Jonathan, or if I didn't have my mom. I definitely feel like that's what played into me not getting postpartum depression. And I feel like if I didn't have the support from one of them, I definitely would have
I
fallen
feel
into
like
that
that
hole.
also plays into you having more patience, no, Chris?
Yeah, for
Because,
sure.
like, say you didn't have neither of us and you're younger, I'm pretty sure that cry out method would have came out a little bit sooner. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
probably. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I've had such a good like postpartum journey because I know I have the support. Like I know that if I'm overwhelmed, I can step back and cry, and like he's gonna be well taken care of by Jonathan or my mom. Or I know that like at 5 in the morning when it's really really tough and I'm really sleepy and he's breastfeeding, I know that in like 2 hours Jonathan's gonna wake up and I'm gonna go to sleep for like 4 hours. So it's just knowing that I have all the support, because if I didn't, I don't even know what would have been of me. I probably would have had postpartum depression.
And
And
then all the times we were like, oh, should we have, that'd be cool if we had twins.
oh my god,
Just
seriously, I
imagine.
remember when we were like, we should have, like, I hope there's twins. I
Yeah.
hope they're like, oh, there's a baby. And now I tell my mom, like, girl, I don't know what I would have done if I
Guys,
had
people that have
twins.
twins, like my mom, like,
N-
it makes me
God
like,
bless her,
yeah,
dude.
and God bless my dad, because he was still had a not even, we say 9 to 5, but damn well Mexicans, it's fucking,
5 to 7.
yeah. So it's like he had that job and then still always had one of the babies in his arms. So
Yeah, like when Jonathan's parents talk about like, oh, sí, oiga, los tenía aquí a los dos. Y tu mamá, like, sí, tenía uno football hold and the other one, like, cradled like this when I was breastfeeding. I'm like, girl, I can't even breastfeed one baby and you were out there breastfeeding two babies and then still having you and Yomi to take care of. Like,
yeah, us, and then still trying to, get her master's degree. So
yeah. And I think it's so funny because people are like, oh, when's baby number two? And I'm like, right now I can't even think about baby number two. But Jonathan's dad was saying, like, he's like, no, like as soon as they start growing, you're like, no, pues es que necesitan hermanitos and necesitan, and like now I see his family and my family. I'm like, that's so cool, like you always have a brother or a sister to talk to.
you have so
I'm
many
not
people.
I'm not out here saying I'm gonna have 4 kids, but maybe I'll have another one. But for now, ni me pregunten porque ahorita estoy muy traumada.
hmm But overall, guys, this experience has been super cool.
After
Recommend
all
it.
the cons, it's been great. Yeah. I just feel like there's nothing more rewarding than this, because we're doing this for someone that's gonna love us and like hug us one day and like
I feel
kiss
like
us.
your reward is so much sooner though than
Oh
mine
yeah.
because I'm a future person.
Yeah.
So your reward is probably like him being able to hug you in a couple months, and my reward is him seeing him raise the state trophy for his high school soccer team.
Bro,
So that's like
way in
that's
the
like
future.
18,
Good
like
luck,
16
Charlie.
years from now. But to me, that's like, oh, like and
Yeah.
and I'm learning to be more grateful. Like I see those TikToks where not everyone has a healthy baby, so I'm like, nah, forget the future, forget all that. Right now, he's smiling, he's laughing. That's all that matters.
I feel like there's just no way for you to change the way that you think, like there's always that person that is a future thinker, and there's always a person that's the in the present, in the moment thinker. And I feel like I guess it's good for us to have balance, but yeah, I definitely, even right now, my reward is like him holding onto my shirt while he's breastfeeding, and for you it's like, what, you have to wake up and rock him and go to sleep. It's like you don't have that bond where he's eating from you. And I feel like maybe you'll have that a little bit more when you start feeding him. But for now, I feel like it's so rewarding when he falls asleep on you, or when you get him to fall asleep, when you get him to burp, when I feel like that is so rewarding for me right now. And Jonathan's like, I just waiting for you to kick that soccer ball.
No, like I hold him, guys, and sometimes me ganan las ansias. Like the other day, we were on the bed and I like rolled with him, and then I put him on my chest. Obviously, I was always holding his neck and stuff to be safe, but it's like I was like, just grow faster. Like I want to play with you, because de por sí, guys, like I'm gonna like be honest with you guys. I'm not an emotional person, and it really sucks that I don't have these emotions. Like I wish I was a more emotional person. And I was like, damn, should I take meds for this? Like, not that I'm depressed by any means, but it's like, why don't I feel like more emotions, you know? And it's like, it's the Gemini or whatever. Like, they're not emotional, but it's just like, I see your mom and she's emotional and she was born a day before me. But I also do see how she's sometimes not. So I was like, we're not that much of a different person, you and I look at her, but
Yeah, I I guess it's hard for me to understand that too, because I'm like there's the times where Jonathan's like, just let him cry it out, and I'm like, I look at him and I'm like,
she gets
how?
so mad at me,
Yeah, I'm
guys.
like, how can you even say that? Like, how does it not hurt
But
you
then in my head,
to
it's
hear
like,
your baby crying,
it's
you
like
know?
he's okay. We're looking at him cry. Like, he's not. Nothing's gonna happen. And I do my own research too, guys. I've done cry it out method research, and it's like, yes, because you do it step at a time. You do 2 minutes and then 3 minutes, and you come back in and you reassure him every time you come back into the room that you're there and he's okay. And then you come back outside, and the studies show that they become more confident. But there's no way of telling that to a new mom. New
Heck
moms will
no.
never.
You can tell me that there's so many benefits, and I'll be like, I don't care. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that, girl.
But at the end of the day, I gotta respect, my wife and the mom because they know the best. It's just instinct. So I'm always, even when she's in the shower, like today, she was in the shower and he was fussing a lot, and I was like, I could have easily tried my method out, but I just didn't. I was like, I'm gonna respect her ways, and I'm just gonna keep rocking him and shushing him in the cheek and the ear, and yeah, soon enough, like, he calmed down like after 5 minutes, and then you're like, did you let him cry? I was like, no, I didn't. Like, I swear, and it's just. Like, I really did it.
Yeah.
I felt proud because I was like, I'm respecting her. I have integrity because
Thank you for
I'm
respecting
doing the
me when
right
I'm not
thing.
in the room.
Yeah, that's what integrity means. You're doing the right thing when no one's watching.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. I feel like I knew kind of what type of mom I was going to be, just even by being a second mom to the puppies, but I never knew like it was going to be this hard and this much more emotion. And I feel like I've heard it a lot on dads like saying like, I feel like shit because I don't feel the connection with the baby yet. But I also feel like babies don't like they don't need a lot from the dad, like the dad doesn't breastfeed them, the dad doesn't have to change them 24/7, and most of the time the dad isn't even there because he works a 9 to 5 and he only comes home at like dinner time, is with the baby for like a couple hours and then goes. So it's like I understand that, but even still sometimes I'm like, damn, like I can't believe you feel that way. But just like Jonathan said, he respects how I am and I have to respect how he is, because together we're parenting this baby, so he has to parent him how he wants to parent him, and I have to parent him how I want to parent him, and we're gonna have to meet in the middle and make it work for both of us. Because for now, like, yeah, we do have our disagreements, but it's still, we make it work, like when it's his time to take care of the baby, I can't, like, as much as sometimes I would just want to be like, why the hell are you doing that, or why do you do this, or why do you do that, I try to hold back from it because I don't want him to have a bad experience parenting Franco from being a newborn. And I don't want him to be like 8 months old and like I want to leave and you're like, well, I don't know what to do because I don't parent him the way that you do, so it's just about having respect and like communicating with each other and letting each other be the parents that you're supposed to be, you know.
As long as you're not harming the baby.
Yeah, as long as he's not in harm, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, because a prime example of that is how we put him to sleep. Blanca's like, you gotta do this, and that. I was like, no, let me show you how I do it, and he goes to sleep. So it's like everyone has different methods,
and it's funny because if Jonathan puts him to sleep and he stays with Jonathan, he stays asleep. But if Jonathan puts him to sleep and puts him next to me, sometimes he doesn't stay asleep. But there's times where I feel like the mornings, well, honestly, I can't say much about the mornings because as soon as I give him to Jonathan, girl, I clock out and I go to sleep and I do not know what they do from like 8 until like 10 a.m. But there's been times where I like wake up at like, I would say like 7:50 when Jonathan, for sure, like no one's home. Like Jonathan's taking my sisters to school and my mom to work. And he's like asleep next to me. So I'm like, oh, like that's so crazy. Like Jonathan put him to sleep and got him to stay asleep laying next to me, So I'm like, he's doing it right. Like whatever he's doing, it's working. So I'm like, yeah, allá él que haga lo que él quiera, because he's going to have to deal with him when I like have to go out, do my nails, do my lashes, go to the gym, So
I just use pressure points, guys. I pinch his neck right here and he just passes out.
So
Nah, but yeah, guys, that's probably what are we at?
we're at 37.
Yeah,
bro.
I think that's a good podcast,
Yeah.
for 1 a.m, 12. What the-
Yeah, guys, we need to go and let my mom clock out for the night.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in another podcast. Hopefully you're having a great Friday so far on your way to work or on your way to school. Let us know like what I asked you for the advice. Let us know. We love to chat with you guys in the comments. And yeah, we have some fun and exciting things planned. We're gonna be, should we say it?
No.
Not where, but we have trips planned already.
Not
We're not
even
scared.
that, guys. We have exciting things coming just next week. So keep your eye out for that. If you guys don't follow us on J&J Vlogs or my channel, please go follow us. Because if you guys didn't know, I don't think we mentioned it here, but we hit 100K on J&J. And we got our plaque. So guys, we only have one more plaque to get, which is the 100K for this channel.
Guys,
So
help us out with just 50.
guys,
Come
please
on.
just subscribe. It's free.
It's just so much harder to grow a podcast because not a lot of people are into podcasts. But I swear, like, we've gained like 5,000 subscribers in the last 2 years. But we're appreciative. We love you guys because even though we don't have that many subscribers, we're still up there in terms of podcasts.
And it's quality over quantity, babe. We have 41K.
Yeah.
And we get like almost 50% of the views or more. So
yeah.
I think we're doing pretty good. But yeah, guys, you guys gotta stay tuned because we have exciting videos coming and exciting podcasts coming. You guys know when
we don't want to spoil
Yeah,
it,
we don't
pero
want to
ya
spoil
saben
it.
que cómo se arma la machaca.
Ya saben que cuando decimos que tenemos exciting podcast guests, ya saben quién son. Just kidding. We have some new ones. I don't know. I don't want to say too much, but just keep an eye out. Follow us on our Instagrams if you guys want to be more updated with Franco. And
for now, guys, les voy a dejar una tarea. Go grab your mom's phone and go under her YouTube and subscribe to us, okay?
Seriously, I know your mom is out there watching YouTube videos, so please at least have her subscribe to us, even if she's a silent subscriber.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Happy Friday, and
Look, para que no digan que estamos mintiendo, it's 12:30. You can't really see it because it doesn't focus, but it's 12:30 and this is gonna go about 6. So we're out here trying to grind, guys. Please help us out here. Just kidding.
Please grab your dad's phone and subscribe.
Please watch all the ads.
Anyways, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Go kick ass, and
we'll see you next
week.
Friday. Bye. Why do you always say that?
What?
I always say next Friday and you always say next week.